This magnetic case from ESR has some really neat, unique features. So let's take a look at all of these different options on the back and try and make it transform and do it all as it says. So what's really cool about this case is it provides a ton of protection all the way around. It is a little bit heavier. This feels heavy compared to a lot of other cases, but it's providing a ton of protection all the way around the iPad. And one really cool feature of this is that I could just flat out remove the iPad from this altogether. We have a case on the iPad still that protects the iPad all the way around. And so I could just take my iPad and use it like this if I don't want to have this additional protective case over the front and the back. But all I have to do is just snap this into place and then close the iPad, and we've got a folio that just completely protects everything all the way around. So what's cool about this case is that it does have a kickstand, and you could flop this around and go with multiple viewing angles. It magnetically attaches to the back here in each of these positions. And so we could go with a really high viewing position like this. I mean, this is probably pretty close to the most aggressive angle that I've seen so far. This is darn near 90 degrees. It's almost straight up and down. That's straight up and down pretty close. And this is pretty darn close to straight up and down. And then we've got multiple angles going all the way down here. And then when we're in that position, we can add a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm pushing down on this quite a bit and it's not giving. So great viewing angle. Also great for the Apple Pencil because I can put my hand on the iPad and write and use pressure sensitivity and all of that stuff and not have any issues with this case because it's strong. It's so sturdy. So as we go up with this viewing angle, what we can also do just to get even more height out of this, because perhaps we're giving a presentation or something like that, I can mount the iPad up higher. And then in that viewing angle, you can see here that we've got quite a bit of height. And yeah, it's a little floppy. I'd be afraid of this just taking a hit. Well, I don't know. I say that. It's not. I mean, that's pretty safe and secure. But if I was giving a presentation and, typically your iPad just seems to be down quite low, that's not the case with this. I mean, this is up quite high. So if I'm giving a presentation to someone and I'm swiping through stuff, no longer is the iPad so low and my eyes are up here. We're much closer. And so it's easier to give a presentation to somebody when your iPad or when the screen is up closer. And so this is a really neat feature of this case, something that I probably wouldn't use all the time. But if you give a lot of presentations using your iPad, I mean, that's just a great option. And so not only does this have just multiple viewing angles, but it also has that riser that allows you to raise it up higher. Overall, this case provides good protection. It's a little bit flimsy down here around the speaker modules, like the edge of the case, but that's not really that big of a deal. It's providing a ton of protection all the way around. What we also have on the back of this case is a place for you to slide the Apple Pencil so that it's safe and secure, because otherwise, if it's just up here, you could lose it. It could get bumped. You can lose that Apple Pencil. But when it's in the slip back here on the backside, you don't have to worry about that. The Apple Pencil is not going anywhere. So slide it up here for charging and then slide it in the back for protection and travel. Overall, I have to say, I do really like this case. It's not super comfortable to use in the case. I mean, if I was going to be using this, sitting back and wanting to read a book or something like that, or browse the internet, I probably would not be holding the case and the iPad together because it's just a bit heavier. I would remove the iPad from the case and then just hold it. Of course, it still has a cover on it, so it has a layer of protection around the edges and all of that stuff and on the backside. But this is much better, much more manageable. And then when it's time to put the iPad away or it's time to travel, you just snap it right back in its case and boom, you're ready to go. Overall, I think this case just provides a lot of utility, especially if you use your iPad in a lot of different ways. So check out the ESR case. I've got the link down in the description.